only road he's ever known.
No one I've ever known. Like a drifter. I was born to walk alone.
I turned off the vocal correction.
Ah.
You know what it means.
Yeah.
That's a handy little tool, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It is.
Where do you think that's from?
Destin,
Florida.
maybe.
How'd y'all know?
Said so on the can.
Good branding. Good branding right there, what it is.
Oh. I didn't realize it was.
So it's just you can just put different lighters in there.
It's refillable.
Yeah, but it's a weird shape. It's a weird lighter, though.
I know. Yeah, I don't know where to find the lighter like
Yeah.
that.
It's tiny.
Oh, you have to drive back to Destin to get one.
Oh, well, that's a shame. And Sweden, Zachary Roden. What up?
Here we are.
Here we are.
Here we are. Why-
Hi, Yvette. I miss playing trivia. Where you been, homie?
Yeah, you vet, where you been? Man, somebody's phone is going. Rrr, rrr.
Is it urine?
Let's see here.
I thought it was mine.
We got distribute collectively amongst your
Amongst
friends.
our friends.
Well, of course you do.
Hello, Steve-O.
Let's see. Yeah. I don't know what I'm doing.
Have you ever done
What up, Michael?
No, what y'all doing tonight? Y'all having some beverages?
I know Derek is.
Man, this
I'll look
documentary
up
right
once you
here
really get rolling. I'm trying to make a playlist for my dad
might
to
be
give
the
to my
best
mom.
one
Oh,
I've
okay.
had
And
ever.
I had it all perfect, and I hit a wrong
Something
button walking
special
out the
about
door
it.
and deleted it.
Oh, that's terrible.
Oh, did you for real?
Yep.
What kind of playlist is it?
It's just a bunch of songs. Their 50th anniversary is Saturday.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
And so, yeah, it's My Girl, The Temptations, This Old Heart of Mine, The Isley Brothers, For Your Love, The Yardbirds, Rose Colored Glasses, you know.
Rose-colored glasses.
Romantic song.
Yeah.
Earl Thomas Conley there.
Probably should put Operator from Jim Croce on there. Or Time in a Bottle.
Wish I had time in a bottle.
Wow.
Dang, Travis, I didn't know you did the Jim Croce too.
Well, if I want to.
Took on the form of a unicorn.
I don't like Jim Croce, though.
How
What?
about what you were going to share?
Bad,
This.
bad.
Yes.
Leroy Blaine.
Burn the disc for you.
Yes, sir.
Baddest man in the whole damn town.
John, is there a plastic cup over there by chance? Or bottle?
What up, Mikey Cheryl? We get rolling here, man. I got to share.
Yeah.
What?
I said, have I shared this
Wash
yet?
off my Melly Yellow bottle.
I don't know.
There you go.
Have you?
I don't know. Have I?
Got that or some
Well, I'm fixing to share it again.
Got that old slate right there.
I ain't got nothing yet because I ain't got nothing but the tires. Oh, that's right. You got 6 months. You got 6 months.
How do they know that about a virus we don't know anything about?
Hello, Josh Rogers.
Do you know what I'm saying?
I
J.
think
Raj.
they say the way it's
I would
contained,
like to
that's
hang
what it
out
is.
with Josh
Everything
Rogers.
straight is like 6 months.
Hanging out with Josh Rogers is a good time. I only hang out with just a few, but it's
Chinese.
been a good
Josh
time.
Rogers, if you have any way
But
to
yeah,
make this
I
happen,
do eat Chinese.
would you please find a few minutes to come hang out with me tomorrow evening or tomorrow afternoon or whenever you're free from working? Because it would be in your best interest to do so. I'm telling you, man, you need to come see me. I'm telling you. I'm
I
telling
think
you.
he's told you what to do, how to live your life, Josh.
I hear he's telling him.
Chad Hatfield's excited to hear about your coaching search comments.
Elijah.
Yeah, it won't take long.
hope
It's
it's
just
not
about 30
sunny.
songs. I mean, and they're all pretty easy
Okay.
to find.
All right, well, just after you rebuild it.
All right, I'm done with these. You want
I'll
some?
burn you a copy. And
Tell us what are you eating over there, buddy?
Absolutely.
Combos,
Yeah, and no
pizzerias,
problem. You heading out?
Pizzeria prep.
No problem.
Me and old Maynard, Cam Conner used to eat those and Miss,
Okay.
I'm good, thank you.
You're building it in.
I can't remember her name in a math
Oh,
class.
I'm
next
doing it in
grade.
Apple Music.
Yeah.
I need to do
Apple
it.
Music.
Yeah,
No,
you got
Apple
You got
Music.
Apple. Yeah, and do I just when it'll let me share the playlist and send it to you.
Yep.
You got it, brother.
Mr. Smith, I like Mr. Smith. He was a good dude.
Thank you, Bull.
You're welcome, babe.
I used to get that brownie.
Hey,
Chocolate chips. I love you, Bull.
See you,
Hey, you
boy.
too, brother.
Bull. Jahan has left the building.
Boy, aim here.
So, Travis, you and I are going to have to smoke double
We are.
Compensate for what we're going to be missing from Bull.
Right, just to make Eli feel at home.
I was going to say, otherwise Eli won't know what to do with himself.
He'll be
I'm gonna have
mad.
to strip down in the garage. Just walk right in the house.
I bet Big Baby likes that, though. Hello, Trish Gentry.
Believe it or not, I'm not very attractive in the nude.
Oh, I believe it. I've seen it. Trish coming in there from Greenville, Tennessee. Eli, you've been there a time or two, haven't you?
Greenville.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorites.
I'm still dumbfounded that you're not attractive in the nude.
Well,
I'm sure that would be hard for some to see.
I don't think
There we
any
go.
men are attractive in the nude.
I think we all are.
You ever seen me naked, Bradley?
No.
No. No.
And I
No,
like
and I'm
it.
good.
And I like it. Yeah, I was going to say, I'd like to keep it that way.
You don't remember that one time in Florida?
No.
Me neither.
But I was going to say, that's just because I don't remember, don't mean it didn't happen. But I'm glad I don't remember. There's a lot of things I'm glad I don't.
That's right, Yvette. That's right.
Oh, man.
Every once in a while, I'll have like a dream or something, and I'll wake up the next day and I was like, all
collision center tomorrow.
Yeah.
right, was that a flashback, or did for some reason I have that weird dream? And then I'll start pondering, it's like, that could have really
You
happened.
know what I wish you could get?
But I'm glad I can't
Back full of
recall it
combo
actually
series.
happening, because then I'd be like, woo.
I am fabulous, Trish. Thanks for asking. How are y'all? All right, y'all ready to do this?
Let's do it.
All right, everybody. Welcome to the
Next episode.
The Everyday Joe Show. Host, the Travis Reed. You might have heard me before.
Stereo.
Y'all were in stereo right there. It's beautiful.
Wouldn't mono.
Right, no. All right, guys, here we are Tuesday night. Beautiful Tuesday night. Feels good outside.
Springtime.
Only to snow tomorrow and be cold as a witch's baby. And what's up, Jeremy Taylor?
Well, the high is still high tomorrow in the 50s.
Yeah, it's going to get cold tomorrow night, though.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
That is
Code.
correct.
Going to get cold. All right, guys, tonight we're going to sports edition. This one's called the Super UT Coaching Search Tiger Woods Bowl. So that's all what we're going to talk about, all those things. So tonight we got Mr. Chuth. How are you, sir?
Not so bad in yourself.
Not so bad. And you?
Not so bad.
Not so. Damn it, Wayne. What are you drinking over there tonight, sir?
23 flavors of awesome.
I wouldn't thunk it. You got 2 bottles of it.
Well, it was buy one, get one for $1. How you going to pass that
You
up?
can't.
Huh?
Hello, Sharon.
Not anybody with any good sense.
No, none. Like financially and mentally, you could not pass that up.
It was fiscally irresponsible to not get 2. What
100%.
do you say, Bradley?
I agree.
Yeah, 100%.
100%.
I'm a man on a budget. I appreciate a good deal.
Just $1.
Golly.
Well, give me 4.
Well, I mean, at that point, I'd have paid full price for 2, but had 2 at $1 each.
Right. Deal of the
It's a
century.
win-win.
It is. We're winning. Yeah, huh?
If you ain't first, you last.
That's
I said, get 2 Dr. Peppers.
Come on. Thanks for being here, buddy.
Hey, thanks for having me on, Travis.
Yes, sir.
I appreciate you letting me be a part of this.
I appreciate you. Appreciate me. What's up, Brooke? Eli Kidder.
Yes.
How are you, sir?
Dandy.
Oh, wait a minute. You look like a snack.
He tickle.
You look like a snack over there.
I snacked on him.
Hey, didn't you? What do you got over there to drink?
Water.
What's a big old container of water?
It's a jug, isn't it?
It is.
It's a galleon.
You're not on camera tonight, so.
I'm showing you guys.
Oh, okay.
Bradley may not have seen my large vessel of water as it was so aptly put
Tell
there.
me how much of
Is
that.
it purified, or is it distilled, or
Spring.
is it from the spring?
Tell how
That's
much
right.
you
'Cause
think
I'm
that
from the
thing costs.
country.
That is a gallon, though, Bradley.
Let's see what's the brand.
Oh, you don't know this
It's
one.
Nature's Promise.
$1.
99 cents.
Man,
Yeah.
he's watched Let's Make a Deal
If a
before.
man
so-
gets within a penny,
Again, man on a budget here. I know the deal.
You can't get a gallon of water for less than $1
No.
before tax.
Right. You got to get Uncle Sam. He's going to get his. Well, thanks for being here, sir.
There was a deal on these. I bought this one, and I got another one for $1. Get it?
Well played. Well played.
For the price of 2.
That's right. Thanks for being here.
Thank you, Travis.
You're welcome.
you can get 1 for 99 cents, or you can get 3 for $3.
That's right.
It's whatever you want to do.
Irresponsible.
Man. Bradley Ramsey.
Hello, hello.
How are you, sir?
I'm good. Glad
All right.
to be here.
Yes. Thanks for showing up, man. It's your night, Tuesday night.
That's right.
You look like just a dapper young gentleman.
Looks like a banker.
Well,
He does look a lot like
I
a
didn't have
banker.
time to change clothes and look like, and I didn't have time to get comfortable and look like my normal ragged self, so had to look pretty.
Well, you look comfortable.
Because I'm here, man.
Look weird without a hat on.
Y'all relax me.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's really the only difference I can really see is that Bradley didn't have a hat on because he always dresses pretty nice.
He
I
does.
don't have my. I got an old pair of jeans that is. It's got the.
Oh, you're wearing
holes,
khakis.
It's got
Okay.
some holes in them, and you just put them on, and they feel good in my boots that are all broke in after a couple 3 years of wearing. That's my go-to on Tuesday nights. Just slap them on and come over and hang out. So
Wearing
So you can be
khakis.
comfortable.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah.
got my shirt tucked in tonight. Got one of my pairs of dress shoes on and my slacks and my dry clean starch shirt.
Feel restricted.
Can't wait. I think smoke smelled all
That
up.
is a nice
Yeah.
shirt.
That's right. So I got to come in here and show them how that things used to go after work. This is how you. Somebody spill a little beer on me. So this is how you would have smelled about 10 o'clock on 10 years ago.
What we having to drink tonight?
Oh, tonight I got the Food Line purified water.
Must have been on,
Purified.
it was on sale.
You can get that Nature's Promise at the line.
Is that where you get the?
Yeah.
That's why I know the brand.
Right, is it purple? The shirt.
Is it what?
Is it purple?
No,
Is it blue?
It's light blue with dark blue stripes.
Gotcha. I'm far away. I can't tell.
He's colorblind and blind.
We're reds and greens.
Yeah. I myself having a tooth,
Straight and narrow.
straight and narrow tooth.
Huh. I like your cup, Travis.
Yeah, what did your glass say?
I make over 4 figures a year. Tooth gave me that.
Travis makes over 4 figures a year, guys.
You know what this tastes like?
What does it taste like, Travis? Tell me.
I make over 4 figures a year.
Huh?
Like a tax
Isn't
return.
that weird?
Oh.
Well, I ain't getting one this year. Can't claim the kid.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm not prepared to pay him. Stocks, killing me. Killing me, small. All right, guys, tonight we're going to talk about the championship Sunday. This past Sunday had some good games. 2 good teams going to the Super Bowl. We're going to talk about the UT coaching search, which we know absolutely nothing about because this guy's keeping it quiet, making the planes untrackable, but people have found a way. And I haven't been tracking them this time, Gruden, but I have been. So we're going to.
You got an
to hear what
inside
you have to
source.
say.
No,
He knows a guy. He knows a guy. He's coming.
I did.
I know.
We all know
I'm
the
just
guy.
messing with you.
We all knew him.
I'll never forget listening
Where's
one
that
day
noise
when
coming
somebody called in and said that they had a close member of the family that had assured them
Oh, they're
that
okay.
Peyton Manning was going to be the next football coach at UT. He said, you can go ahead and book it now. Stop talking about it. It's a done deal.
Wow, I wasn't that bad.
Huh.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, no, I really
kinda.
was.
Gruden's already signed the
Gruden's already signed
contract.
the contract.
Yeah,
He bought a house in Knoxville.
no, an MOU, mutual something of understanding or whatever it's called, memo of understanding, whatever it's called. But he did. Yeah, that was.
I did
Yeah.
not know that.
Don't worry, Gruden will be coach tomorrow. Y'all see. But no, seriously, like, could you?
I'd say the Raiders, after another year or two, what he's doing for them, they'll gladly they'll pay him to go to Knoxville.
Yeah, they'll give him here. Just take the rest of this $10 million 10-year contract and go on.
Oh, that's better than Tennessee sending their coaches somewhere else and Tennessee paying them.
Yeah, true.
Let's see how the other half are living.
The thing was, like, I mean, I did, I text somebody who we all know and played for Tennessee. I'm like, hey, man, well, you text him. Said, hey, what's this looking like? He said, yeah, it looks like that's who's going to be the coach. Like, oh, man. But can you imagine if I was right?
I mean, I imagine.
We'd never live it down.
No, because I'm never living it down for being wrong.
Yeah.
So,
We would every time there was anything going on. I said, well, hey, I heard.
Yeah.
I was right on Gruden.
yeah, true.
We're like, crap.
And then y'all would believe me on anything after that.
Not me. I'd still question. It's like,
Oh, those two would question me
clock's
as well.
right twice a day.
Huh.
There's no doubt those two would question me.
A little bit.
Then we're at the end of the show. We're trying to spend the bulk of our time on the Tiger Woods documentary. That was a fabulous, fabulous documentary. Everybody in here watched it. We all liked it. I agree. Agree?
I concur.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yep.
So we're going to talk about that a little bit. But let's get started on Championship Sunday. We had the Bucks and the Packers.
Yep.
Tom Brady once again.
Man, can I just say,
You can.
dude is an athlete, a superb athlete, and a machine, a beast. I mean, just absolutely. I tried to hate him for a long time, But you have to appreciate, like, I watched more football this year than I've ever watched. Well, I shouldn't say this year, this season than I've ever watched. And he's really good. He's a good leader. He is a good teammate. He is a good quarterback. Like,
And and ironically, this has probably been a down year for him, just
Stat-wise,
statistically.
yeah.
And that he's not didn't have quite the arm strength and accuracy that he had combined earlier, and he's still going to the Super Bowl.
can I just say, every ball he threw, well, almost.
Except for those 3
Except for
interceptions.
3 of them.
I'm telling you.
But except those three, they're right.
Well,
on the
really,
money.
only 2 of those interceptions were, but one of them he was getting hit and he had to try and get rid of the ball.
Yeah.
There's a lot of 80% of the
one was-
quarterbacks in the NFL would have done that.
Another one was kind of tipped too, wasn't it?
I think so.
Isn't it funny how, and what you were saying about you tried to hate him, how much of the world, and maybe it's just me noticing, but people are rooting for him.
Yeah.
I
They're
am.
cheering him on. And
I like the
I
story.
hated the guy.
I'm all for it.
It was just all about him and Belichick together. I think that everybody hated, or the fact that they were just running shop on everybody. But
They were running roughshod, that's for sure.
I like most of the time when a man can say, you know what? I am part of the reason that this is a success, and I can leave and prove that. I hate LeBron, but outside of that, anybody else who wants to do it, I'm good with.
yeah,
And I was all for Brady moving to Tampa and making them win. And I'm good with it.
Well,
I want to see it happen. I was rooting for him. Absolutely.
I didn't like him in New England. I don't particularly like him now, but it's like you, it's the story. It's the story of a 43-year-old
We're
quarterback.
seeing history. I mean, my goodness, guys, that alone.
it.
If he would have stayed in New England and New England was going to the Super Bowl again, I'd still be all for that because we're seeing something that will
probably
we saw
never happen
something with
again.
New England that will never happen again.
Mm-hmm.
And we're seeing just him getting to the Super Bowl. And my goodness, if he wins it, you'll never see another quarterback do that again.
We're
No.
watching something with Saban that will probably never happen again.
Right.
And I hate it, but at the same time, I enjoy watching it because it's history.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, I mean, the Patriots were fun to watch. I always thought I didn't want them to win. Alabama, in which I'd never want them to win, they're fun to watch. It's fun to watch that kind of execution at college level.
Absolutely.
To watch every single person on the field do their job more times than not on every single play.
Yeah,
It's
Pretty
unreal.
impressive.
And I like the fact that we're watching currently Tom Brady and Nick Saban outside of the little minuscule, the Deflategate thing, and then Nick Saban taking a shot at the NFL and then kind of leaving Miami high and dry and coming back to college. I mean, those are really just blips on the radar compared to other scandals that other people have had. These are good dudes. I mean, you may not like them. You may hate them because they play for another team.
They're doing the
Right.
right stuff.
But these are not guys that are getting either one of them that are involved in tabloid type style scandals like we're
Right.
fixing to get into a little later with Tiger. I mean, these are dudes again. You know, some people want to throw a fit about the Deflategate, like, well, Saban is a quitter and he quit. But but really, at the end of the day,
It was the
those
Dolphins.
guys are the greatest of the great, and they are not bad dudes.
No.
No, dude, they were interviewing after the game. They got Tom Brady on screen. They started interviewing Tom Brady and they were asking questions. And Tom's like, hey, some of these other guys in here. And backed out. I was like, because they just wanted to talk to Tom. And he was like, look, get these other guys in here.
yeah, I've had my time in the spotlight. I love
Exactly.
it.
And I love that about him. That's like, you know what? I started liking
LeBron?
him. I started liking him
Yeah.
even more.
And his wife's fire ass hot.
I don't care. He is a prime example of a true athlete. This dude
Yep.
being 43 years old and still, in my opinion, threw some pretty damn good distant balls in that game.
Yeah.
He had some good
Oh,
completions.
100%.
Well, Romo
Yeah.
was saying they said, well, at the beginning of the season, a lot of people were kind of getting on Brady about his arm strength. And I don't know if it was Romo or Aikman. I think it was Aikman. And he said he has as much zip on his ball now as I see as he did in his first Super Bowl. And that was 20 years ago. And dude still there was one.
He's still an elite quarterback.
Yeah, that he threw to that
Hum
rookie
it, dude.
that he had no choice but to hum it, drive the ball in there, and dude, it was a rope. I was like, oh well, okay.
And I heard Adam Carolla say this morning, which I thought was an excellent point. He said, really, if you look back at it, you look at all the other quarterbacks Tom Brady has played against. They could probably all run much faster. They could probably all bench press way more weight throughout his entire career. And said these are guys that are just all around probably just better physical specimens. Tom Brady gets on the field, he beats them all. He said, Aaron Rodgers, any of these guys. And said, that Patrick Mahomes. Of course, that's yet to be seen. He said, but these guys could all smoke Tom Brady, get him in the weight room, they can all outlift him. He said, but he's got 6, possibly 7 rings. They don't.
Yep. Hard to bet against him.
Yep.
I saw that. I'm sure y'all have seen the crazy stats that he's been in the league, 21 years, something like that. And this is his 10th Super Bowl. His percentage of going to the Super Bowl is higher than Steph Curry's 3-point percentage. And Steph Curry can straight shoot the ball. I know it's 2 different sports, it's apples and oranges, but this, still
it's
you
pretty
go
impressive little stat.
It really is.
His Super Bowl was 47%, I think. I've got the text. I'm just going
Yeah,
to
and Steph Curry's is 43%.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Is that not crazy?
So Tom Brady's more likely to make it to the Super Bowl than Steph Curry
is to make a 3.
That is, it's ridiculous.
I mean, if you want to put it like that, yes.
Yeah.
Tom Brady's more likely to make it to the Super Bowl.
Then Hatfield, he said here on Facebook Live feed, he said he's played more Super Bowls than any other team except for the Patriots. And another ridiculous stat. It had like all these great quarterbacks in the last 35 years, 25 years or something that have played in NFC championship games. And it was like, Brett Favre won, Aaron Rodgers won, or not 4. So Drew Brees won, so-and-so won, and they've been in the league, all these years, in the NFC all these years. And they said Tom Brady won.
Yeah, they said, I got a meme from one of my friends said Tom Brady is now tied to Drew Brees and Aaron Rodgers for the most NFC championship wins.
Yeah. And
titles.
And then on the flip side, you feel bad for the Packers. Aaron Rodgers had a great year. Mm-hmm. I mean, dude was zipping the ball, and Devontae Adams was catching everything that got near him. Mm-hmm. And then I saw a horrible stat that Aaron Rodgers has been to as many Super Bowls as Rex Grossman.
Yep.
1. Been as many Super Bowls as Drew Brees. It's like, let's not. They were kind of dogging him on Twitter a little bit. I kind of felt bad for him. Like, man, Aaron Rodgers is an elite quarterback.
Well, Tampa Bay's defense is nothing to sneeze at either.
I agree with
pretty
that.
dang good. And that Tampa
all
Bay
over him.
Yeah, and I don't think Tampa Bay is a very well-rounded team. If you watch them, their defense is good. They can run the ball. They've got all kinds of weapons in the receivers. I mean, as a team, they're a damn good team. I mean, Aaron Rodgers and the Packers are not nothing to sneeze at either. But it's not all. Aaron Rodgers went up against a really good team with a really good defense.
Yeah, I mean,
he came out short end of the stick. That's nothing against Aaron Rodgers. He's still one of the greats.
Todd Bowles is a defensive coordinator. He was defensive coordinator for Bruce Arians in Arizona and become a head coach of the Jets. But, I mean, who really wants to be a head coach of the Jets? But Todd Bowles is one of the best defensive coaches out there. Well, yeah. But, that's good coaching, And then one of the rookies was out half the game, or the whole game, Antoine Winfield Jr., and, still stopped him. Good stuff. But that was a good game. It was back and forth, and I put a little money on the FanDuel for I did it on the money line. I did a parlay with the Bucks winning and the Chiefs winning. First half, I felt pretty good. I was pretty comfortable. I come outside and check my wings I had on the smoker. I'm like, I ain't worried about going in a minute, smoke me a cigarette. And they go in, interception. I'm like, oh, okay, well, that'll be all right. Go to the bathroom, come back out. Green Bay scored. I'm like, well, it's okay. We're still up. I'm good. I'm good. Another 2 more interceptions. I'm sorry cussing Tom Brady. I'm like, dude, cost me about $100 right here.
Way to go, pretty boy.
Yeah, my gosh, man. I got a little nervous. It turned out well, though.
You did better than I did, sir.
Yeah.
I was scared of both those games this weekend. I just stayed away from
I won the pack and the over.
I feel like Buffalo didn't show up to play.
Yeah, I heard someone on the radio say today that they felt like Buffalo had that glad to be here syndrome. That they were they'd already exceeded their expectations for the year and just kind of showed up flat.
I mean, look, guys, I'm the least
Sport, other than bull.
So I didn't finish my sentence, but in this
I
room right
interrupted you.
now, I am the least sports-oriented person in the room.
Mm-hmm.
And if I'm telling you, hey, man, I don't think Buffalo brought it. they didn't come to play.
That's legit.
That means they must not have came to play.
But you know,
If kids could see it, it was happening. Right?
Kansas City's also, especially with their offense, they had got the ability to make you look like a Pop Warner team. I mean, good Lord, the weapons they've got.
Pro.
You got Mahomes, Tyreek Hill. I mean,
So I've heard all
Kelsey.
this stuff about Mahomes, right? And I watched that game. Like I said, I watched both these games and watched them. Watched them. Dude, that Mahomes kid, he's the total package.
well, yeah.
And he had turf toe, so he wasn't as mobile as he normally is.
Yeah.
Imagine that.
Imagine that.
Who's number 17? Darvin?
Miko Hardman from Georgia.
Hardman. Wow. Is that guy fast?
Yeah. Him and
You remember the play I'm
Is
talking
that
about where he
the-
runs the end
the
around
jet
and-
sweep.
Yes.
He made it because
Oh my God.
It looks like he kicks it into turbo.
he fumbled the punt,
Yeah.
and then
Right after that.
and then you see Mahomes and Kelsey go over to him in the sideline. Hey, you gonna make a play? You gonna make a play? He made some plays,
Yeah, he did.
but I don't know. I want to see who's faster, him or Tyreek Hill.
He
Tyreek Hill.
looks faster.
Tyreek Hill got up to over 20 miles an hour.
Yeah, he can. I mean, Tyreek Hill he's fast.
He's probably the best athlete.
What about
Yeah.
And he ain't
all
bigger than a
around in the
popcorn
game.
fart.
what that little dude that Justin
Edelman?
sure
For who's it play for?
can't see.
Oh, no.
What number? You remember?
I'm trying real hard. I can remember the play.
Yeah, what play?
Dude, you thought dude was fixing to get him, but
Uh-huh.
no, he outran him. And dude, he was like, "Man, I can't believe he outran me." And it was a touchdown play. He got in the end zone.
Was it
Little, short,
number 10?
small.
Tyreek Hill?
No,
Miko Hardman?
I don't know.
There were a lot of folks that scored that weren't like big names for the Chiefs too. That's the other thing. The Chiefs they got so much talent. They can smoke, like you guys were saying. They are just built for speed.
Yeah.
Everybody on that offense is not just fast, but super fast.
Look at Kelsey. Look how big that dude is, and that dude can motor.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's been in the league, 6 years now? Something like that. So you figured he'd be slowing down. I think that dude's getting better.
And he's huge.
Yeah. Well, his nickname on the team's like Zeus or something like that because
Oh.
he's so big. He's 6'7"?
Well, they scored too many points. That's all I know.
That messed you up, huh? Did you pick the
did.
under?
Huh?
Did you pick the under?
I did.
Wow. With the
I don't know,
Chiefs?
man.
I don't know. Buffalo does have a good defense. I give him that.
Yeah.
That was my thought.
And Josh Allen's a quarterback. That dude's bad.
And they can play. Buffalo can. I mean, Buffalo's a good team, and they're just getting rolling. I mean, they're going to be giving the Chiefs. If any team in the NFC or the AFC gives the Chiefs fits, it'll be Buffalo once because Allen's finally come into his own. I mean, he's good, and they just got to get a few more weapons around him.
I'll tell you what I really enjoyed.
And I'm glad. I'm sorry.
No, you go ahead.
I'm glad to see Stephon Diggs not a Viking, where he's somewhere that he's actually gets to be the superstar receiver that he was supposed to be.
Yep.
The play where Mahomes literally was getting sacked and still got the ball off, like twisted the top half of his body, had great control. Like they got the first down on that or something. Like it was amazing. And I'm like, dude was all over him. Had his arms all the way around his waist, was pulling him down. It was like, that's impressive.
But dude, it's an arm. If you seen him do the no look pass, yeah, he'll have a receiver over here and he's looking this way and he'll zip it right to him on a line, son.
That is crazy.
This is the first
ridiculous.
Super Bowl that I'm legitimately excited about.
Are you really?
Oh yeah,
I
it's gonna
am.
be.
I'm like, too. I've watched more football this season than I have in 10
So
years.
we doing a Super Bowl party at the house?
Well, I was going to actually ask you after the show because me and Andrew talked
we
about it.
usually do.
Well, me and Andrew already planned a Super Bowl party at your house.
Okay, let's
It was
do
just
that.
it was just me and her planned it, but
I'm in.
we're going to inform you about it.
I'm in.
And if you think about it, I mean, this could really be looking. You could be looking at the greatest quarterback especially from the last. God, how many years has Tom Brady been in the league?
21, I think.
20 years. Ushering against the greatest
Up-and-coming
quarterback for the next 10 or
Generation.
15 years.
I
most
feel like
likely.
it's that Will Smith movie where he's chasing his younger version
Yeah.
of himself.
Gemini Man?
Yes.
That's the one.
Did y'all see what Nate Burleson on CBS said the other day? All right, Tom Brady. I was going to ask you guys this question: is Tom Brady the GOAT? Is he the greatest quarterback of all time?
Yes.
Yeah.
Joe Montana was great. Bradshaw was great. Peyton was great.
I'm gonna
Yeah, man.
have to-
Yeah,
Statistically speaking,
Yeah, and the longevity and the Super Bowls.
you know, and
The
I don't care.
I think you got to take the wins heavily into account there.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure. I haven't looked. I'm sure his winning percentage across the board has got to be ridiculous. Got to be. But Nate Burleson said, "You know what? You got the goat and the kid. They got the goat, and you know what they call a baby goat?
A kid.
A kid." And he picked the kid to win Super Bowl.
Oh,
That won't surprise me.
Yeah. No, absolutely not.
well,
But-
listen, I'm just here to tell you, I want Tampa Bay to win.
I'm taking the Bucks.
I want the Bucks to win.
Okay, that was my next question. So are you
I
if in a
want-
betting situation, would you take the Bucks?
And let me make
Straight
this,
up.
Let me make this very clear, abundantly clear. I've already stated I tried to hate Brady. If he was still with the Patriots, I don't think I'd be saying what I'm saying right now. But yes, if that straight up, I would take the Bucks. Whether or not, even if I thought they were gonna, like, even if I, no, it doesn't even matter what I think. I would take them. Like that's how badly I want that to happen.
If from a betting standpoint, even just telling somebody, "Hey, Bradley, I bet you Tom Brady, the Bucks are going to win." It's hard to bet against Tom Brady. It really is.
That's why I will not bet on this game. Because I think the Chiefs are going to win. I mean, and if you're just looking at it, just statistically, looking at the facts and
Right.
looking at how it's supposed to play out, the Chiefs are going to win. But I want Tom Brady to win, and I won't be shocked if he does win. And I would spend my own money. I ain't betting on this game. I'm going to watch it happily with no money riding on it.
I'll put in some prop bets. or
Maybe
something.
the over. I mean, I do think there'll be a lot of points.
What about
scored.
you, Eli?
I took the Bucks at 3.5. The line's down to 3 now.
Right.
And
That scares me to death
oh, why?
because I like money line better.
Okay, well that's fine.
Straight up.
The Bucks, I think, are going to win in Tampa. I just think it's.
That's
I don't want to
history
say
in
fixed,
itself.
but I just think that could come to.
That's what I want to see.
Yeah.
Don't get me
I
wrong.
think that'd be great.
I'm pulling
First
for
Super
that.
Bowl played at home
It's another Yeah.
first.
in history of
history.
51 years.
Exactly what Eli said. It's history. It's unbelievable that it's it's almost like a storybook. You know what I mean? Also, have y'all seen Patrick Mahomes? His record, playoffs included, in the regular season since he's come in the league. It's like 44-9.
Wow.
Is that not ridiculous?
How long has he been?
I think this is his fourth year.
Third or
I
fourth
was going to say
year.
it feels like he was just in. It feels like he's a rookie.
Yeah.
This is like his second year. I mean, he just seems so.
He come out of the gate strong. I know
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, because Andy Reid's like, yeah, he's my starter. And me, I'm like, you got Alex Smith. Why you start
Yep.
a guy that half of the people have never heard? Are you kidding me? And then I'm like, well, that's a pretty good move, Andy.
I don't
Pretty smart.
remember hearing any when he was at Texas Tech. I don't remember seeing or hearing a lot about him.
The only thing I remember
I knew nothing about him.
is the game against Oklahoma when him and Baker were going head to head, and they scored like 100, like it was like 60 something to 63 to like 59 or something. It was just ridiculous. That's the only thing I can remember. It was ridiculous. And I knew it was Pat Mahomes' son. He played for the Mets and the Twins. That's the thing I remember.
Here's my question to you guys.
Mhm.
This is what I want to know. Your thoughts, your opinions.
Mhm.
Win or lose, think Brady's going to call it quits?
Nope.
One more year, I believe. I think that was his deal. He wanted to play till he was
45.
45.
He wants to play till he's 45.
Yeah.
And he signed a 2-year deal with Tampa.
I
Isn't that
think
correct?
it was. And he got like $500,000 for winning that game Sunday.
Is that all?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's a good little bonus.
Yeah,
A little
not
shot
bad.
in the arm.
Yeah, a little bad. Not bad. No, not bad at all. So you say Bucks?
I'm going Bucks.
You say Bucks?
I'm going Bucks. I wish we had graphics we could put up.
We could. That'd be great if Bull was still here.
Yeah.
He's probably not even watching. You say
Thinking
you
with
say
our-
Chiefs.
If I'm picking with my head, I'm saying the Chiefs. My heart says Bucks. But I mean,
Yeah.
if you put a gun to my head and said you got to bet $100 on this game, I'm betting on the Chiefs.
I still haven't decided yet. I have no idea.
You could have got 3.5 on Monday.
That's scary. That's what Chris Kelly said. Chiefs and lay the 3.5. He said that. I said, man, that's scary. That scares me. That's scary. I don't like it. Yeah, I think it should be a good game though. I think it'll be high scoring. Because Bruce, a lot of times, like when was it the Patriots and the Rams? We watched at your old house. It was like 6-3 at halftime or some dumb thing like that. Bruce Arians doesn't care. He's not going to kick field goals. He's going to score. He's going to throw down the field.
We all complained about that game.
That was
'cause
terrible.
It was like, man, it's not even fun to watch.
Mm-mm.
This one's going to be fun to watch.
Oh, it's got to be. Got to be.
Hey, before we move on, what do you think about the decision for the Packers to kick the field goal there at the?
Stupid. If it's PlayStation, I'd have went for it.
Well, yeah.
And why didn't he? Even Romo was like, why would you not?
Yeah.
I guess they are bringing the field goal.
That surprised me. And I was in the car. I had to run.
It was a 2-score game, though. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
It was. I mean, he had to have 2 scores regardless. I mean,
No.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I think you're
Kicking that field goal made it a 5-point game after they kicked the field goal.
Yeah, he's right.
right. So either way, you're going to have to score and then score a touchdown and a field goal either
Gil?
way.
Hello, Elisa.
If I
How are
remember
you?
correctly.
I forget how it played out. I would have still gone for it.
Yeah, because I think there was only like a minute 40 left or
Yeah.
something like that. So
Yeah, but you're giving the ball back to the greatest quarterback of all time. You're not going to get it back at all. But if you look at the sheet, like there's,
What about that turnover right there at the end?
all these coaches have this sheet and it says your percentage is
percentage
down by
plays,
this. It was a 10% chance with the touchdown and a 9% chance with the field goal that you got the ball back and scored. 1%. I mean, it kind of splitting hairs, but at the same time, man, I mean, if that was Bruce Arians coaching the Packers, he'd went for it.
Right.
100%. Yeah.
Well, the field. Let's see. They kicked the field goal, and that made it a 5-point game. So if they would have scored there and then gone for 2, they would have tied it up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's why a lot of folks,
okay.
they would have made it a tied ball
yeah,
game.
if that was the case. Yeah, that
And that's what Aaron Rodgers said he didn't run because he could have ran in and probably scored, got close. But he said he tried to fit it into Devontae because he thought they were going to have the ball one more time.
Mm-hmm.
Or he didn't know. He said, I didn't realize we were going to kick field goal. But, I wouldn't have done it.
He's throwing his coach under the bus there.
Yeah. Chris Kelly, he said take the Chiefs in 3.5, but he said, hey, I also said the internet was a fad in 1993, so take his advice lightly, I guess.
they barely took off.
Yeah. You went all the way wrong, Chris. That's for sure. But it looks to be an entertaining game, and I hate having to wait 2 weeks for football, and then it's over again. So we're going to go from pro football now to college. UT coaching search. I have been paying attention, but it seems like they're keeping it pretty close to the vest right now. Apparently, Josh Heupel, right before we come on the air, has emerged as a favorite.
He's at the top of the list.
Yeah.
And
And
who is he?
Central Florida, where Danny White, the
Yeah,
AD,
where they-
came
Right.
from.
Yeah, I knew he came from there. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's,
Yep. Nope. I'm
they
out.
did good things there.
I'm out.
You're out.
Nope. I'm out. Not happening.
Why?
So I'll give you the list I wrote down, and you may want to add some. Tooth, you may know something, or
I don't know anything.
Just well, you got these are names that have been rumored, not names that I made up and pulled out my hind end. John Gruden. No, I'm just kidding.
Names that have been groomed.
Hey,
Yeah.
Manning, John Gruden.
Lane Kiffin, Lane Train, which I am all aboard.
I
that
like
one.
that. That would be entertaining. I don't know how well
Oh,
they do, but it'd be fun.
Bring some buzz back to it. You know what I mean? Hugh Freeze, James Franklin, Gus Malzahn, Sonny Dykes, Jeff Fisher. If we want to go 8-8, hire Jeff Fisher. Josh Heupel. What was his name? Tony Elliott. Is that his name? At Clemson. Is that right, Eli? The
I haven't
offensive
heard
coordinator.
that. I hadn't heard that name.
PJ Fleck. I think he said he's not interested. Thank God, 'cause I don't like his name. And Matt Campbell from Iowa State. And there's a few more.
I would love to have PJ Fleck.
He's a rich man's Butch Jones.
No, he's not.
Yeah.
When he went to Minnesota, he told us what he said. My deal to you is I won't leave you for 7 years, and you can't leave me for 7 years.
Yeah, I remember we had a conversation
I
before they
like
hired.
that.
I don't. No, he's another reincarnation of Butch Jones.
I disagree, but that's okay.
Yeah.
We're still friends.
We are still friends. Yeah, because you don't care about my opinion anyway, so it's fine. Tooth, you got a short list you would like to see?
I'll take Gruden.
You take Gruden?
When you guys said Lane Kiffin, isn't there some controversy about Kiffin already?
Well, yeah, he left us in
Didn't
the
he
middle of
leave
the night.
us right in the middle of the
Yeah.
night?
And so if they hire him this year, he'll be up and leaving
If
Miss.
they hire,
Ole Miss after one season,
Yeah.
just like he did Tennessee.
That's right.
If they hire Kiffin, I'm gonna be upset. I don't think he even deserves being running.
I don't think that's
Who's that?
I don't think that's
Lane?
I don't think that's a remote possibility.
No,
Lane?
I don't either.
I'd be great with it. Let me back up 1 second to the
It would be awesome.
to the Super Bowl here. Zachary Oaten just put down a great stat. Patrick Mahomes has never played a road playoff game or been anything but the 1 or 2 seed. It's impressive.
Wow, that's super.
Lost a game by more than 8 points. Lost a playoff game in regulation because they lost to the Patriots 2 years ago in overtime. Gone home before championship weekend, which means he's always played in championship weekend. Patrick Mahomes has made 2 Super Bowls before turning 26.
That's incredible.
That is incredible. That dude is the man.
Oh yeah, he's the real deal. There's no doubt about that. I can't
Yeah.
remember how many. I can't even begin to count how many times I've heard announcers after he's thrown a pass say, "You're not supposed to do that." There was even one pass where he's thrown across his body off the wrong foot or something, and Troy Aikman said, "That's how coaches coach you not
Yeah.
to do that.
That will
And
get
said-
you
And he
released."
did it and nailed the guy.
Yeah.
You know, said he's just unbelievable.
Yeah, that stuff will get you released and get you a lot of interceptions every time. So,
Unless you're
Tooth,
him. Unless you're him.
Unless you're Patrick Mahomes. So, Tooth, you said Lane, no possibility. You don't think so?
I don't think it should be a
You
possibility.
don't think it should be?
No.
Okay. But you say Gruden.
I'd be down with that.
Yeah.
I'd be down with that.
I told Billy Ralph the other day, I said, hey, you and Emo, AD and coach. And he said, they can have it. Nope. Eli, you got a short list that you'd like to see?
I do.
What you got?
Joe Brady,
Joe Brady.
former offensive coordinator for LSU, went to the Panthers.
Yeah. I know who you're talking about. I'm with you.
I like him. There are rumors that the guy from Coastal Carolina,
Oh, Chadwell? Is that his name?
Chad something.
Yeah, I think it's Chadwell.
Anyway,
I had to Google him.
he's I watched Coastal Carolina and BYU play. I watched Coastal play because they got that weird blue turf, or it's like teal, I guess.
So about it.
Shot the clears. I mean, if you can take a program like that and actually win some games,
Yeah, called the Chanticleers.
yeah, and where's he? I mean, I know, don't get me wrong, there's tons of athletes right there, but he's not being able to go out and grab some of these kids from
Yeah,
all over
Well,
the country. I assume that their budget is minuscule by comparison.
I'm sure. And there are good players in the Carolinas for sure.
Yes.
But
But I'm just saying he doesn't have that national recruiting power like you would have at a big school,
Right.
going to do that. Sonny Dykes is on the list.
I'm out on Sunday.
There was
Dykes.
another one I wanted to say.
HOT out.
Tom Herman.
Texas.
Yeah, but I that's a terrible hire if they choose to go that route. I think because he wasn't good at Texas, but
No.
in Texas, I think their fan base is a lot like the Vol fan base.
Mhm.
That what have you done for me lately? And if
Yep.
you don't do well, fire
See
him.
ya.
I mean, there were a lot of people screaming fire Pruitt this year.
Yeah.
So I think Tennessee would be a hard coaching job to have.
Yeah.
That's about all I got.
So
Best
what-
I can remember.
What are they looking at sanction wise and whatnot with these violations? I mean, I'll be completely honest. I know what's going on, but not the details of what's going on. I know there were some violations, and I know amidst the violations, they went ahead and fired several people. And I know the big names that have popped up on the coaching search, but you started several of the names, both of y'all. I don't dive deep enough into the college football, the lower
To know who
echelon
they are.
to know who any of these people are.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. And to your point, Hatfield just said on the Facebook Live feed, he said no one on the list that we've named has him jumping for joy, but that's what you get when you're Tennessee, has how they've been the past 10 to 12 years. That's the list.
It's not a sought after job,
That's the list you get.
in my opinion.
It's
And
not
I want it to be.
It's not a top 10 style job like it used to be.
Mhm.
But what are they looking at as far as sanctions? I'm not even sure what all they're accused of.
Giving kids money in McDonald's bags.
Recruiting violation.
Yeah.
Well, hell, everybody does that. But
Yeah,
they just happen to get caught.
Well,
I
and see,
guess.
the university went ahead and started the investigation. The NCAA didn't. So Tennessee's like, hey, before we get caught, let's go ahead and say we got our hand in the cookie jar,
Do you think that they
and
even-
we can get rid of our coach with cause, and we don't have to pay him.
Do you think that's the reason they even brought any of this stuff up, or is there something hanging? Some reporter come to them and say, "Hey, we got a source saying blah blah blah," and they're like, "Well, shoot, we better do this." And
I mean, I think in a business that size, that anything's possible. Because I mean, that's what it is. I know wins and losses are important, but it's about the money.
Yeah.
I think when you're talking about people who are managing, a multi-million-dollar business, which is what football is. Anywhere you can save a penny, if you could get out with cause, I think that was a viable way to do it.
well, in football's their moneymaker too. I've heard this more than once. Is that men's football at the University of Tennessee is the only sports program that makes money, that turns a profit.
It pays for everything else.
Yeah, everything else, even when the lady balls were, on the summit, they lost money.
I think
Every other sport loses money.
that can be said probably for any school.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. That's why you want to.
Duke, Carolina, Kentucky.
That's why you want to right that ship, because even I bet you they're still making money, but they're probably not making as much as they were used to making. And they're like, we got to fix this.
Yeah, you're probably right. I mean, and of course, this past year, because of limited fans being in the stadium, that hurts too.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't think you can take that into account. But I've started the merch sales. I don't know anything Tennessee. There's no.
At one time when I was starting my fandom, I can't remember, but they were like number 3 or 4, excuse me, on like the profitability from merchandise, ticket sales, and all that. They got all that money rolling in, and you're hiring freaking Butch Joneses and
they've been
Dooleys
notorious
and,
for that though. Since I can recall, since I really started keeping up with that stuff and listening to a lot of sports talk radio. That's always been the
Throw
joke.
the moon at Bob Stoops.
That's always been the joke. Is
Yeah.
that Tennessee just won't pay. They won't pay for a good head coach.
I would love to see him come to Knoxville. Well, he ain't.
Out of all those names that I listened, that's just the names I picked up on Twitter and Reddit and stuff like that before the show started. The Twitter. The only ones that really jump off because it's not a top 10 destination anymore. If Fulmer would have retired like right after they won the national championship, or a year before, a year after, whatever, then that would have been a top 5 destination. You had a humongous name in there, but now you're getting these guys. The only ones that really jump off because I think name recognition helps you recruit. Like,
who are the big names that would have everyone excited? I mean, who are they?
To me,
I can't. I mean, I at least am knowledgeable enough. I know the big time head coaches that have and still currently coach. So who are the big names that would get everybody excited? Because the only ones the problem had are taken. They're not coming. They're not quitting their job. So who's out there that's a big name? Because I can't think of any. But again, y'all are more knowledgeable.
Mine. The list I have, like I said, I compiled it from the Twitter and from Reddit. Is Lane Kiffin, but it's because it's a name. You know what I mean? It's a story.
I know who that is, and Gus Malzahn, I know.
Yeah, Gus Malzahn. But Lane is a story. Lane is hype. Lane is hype because of Lane, not because of what he says. Like Butch Jones was. Butch Jones had me sold. I was like, man, let's
That's
roll.
the guy. Yeah,
I'm in. Pruitt was like that.
Brick by brick, man.
When Pruitt, we're going to do this. All right. And he kept saying, I'm like, man, I love this dude. And I never hated him. Did he make questionable decisions in me being the armchair coach? Absolutely. But I paid money to go watch him play. I guess I have that right. But Lane Kiffin, because it's a story. Hugh Freeze, because once again, it's a story. It's you got ran out of Ole Miss for violations. Some questionable things he did. James Franklin, again, that's another story because he coached at Vanderbilt and he never would call University of Tennessee, you say that school in the East. It wasn't bad blood. Somebody was talking about that today on Twitter. It wasn't bad blood. It was passion for his program.
I like James Franklin.
I understand
They hired
that.
James Franklin. I think that would get people excited. He's a good coach, in my opinion.
Yeah. Gus Malzahn, maybe. Sonny Dykes, absolutely not. Josh Heupel, no. The offensive coordinator from Clemson, Elliott, nope. PJ Fleck, nope. Matt Campbell, Iowa State, nope. The only thing, because it's a name, is Jeff Fisher. Now, Jeff Fisher's he's a 500 football coach. But, okay, I say that to say that Nick Saban, he recruits hard, but he doesn't have to. When these athletes, these high school kids, if they come in and meet Nick Saban and they see his ring sitting on his desk, there's your recruiting
When
right there.
athletes come to see Nick Saban, they already know who Nick Saban is.
Right, but they see those rings in person. You're like, oh man, I can get one of those. That was my Gruden bandwagon back in the day. He don't recruit. He don't have to. He's got that big fat championship ring for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That's what. And he's been on TV. Okay, Jeff Fisher, he's been to the Super Bowl. He coached Steve McNair. He drafted Jared Goff. These kids know who Jared Goff is. Some of these kids, they know who Steve McNair is. That would give you an edge on some folks because you have that name. Now, like I said, is he a good coach? He's an 8-8 coach. He's a run the ball. He's a defense, bend don't break, which I don't really agree with. Never did when he was in the pros. But once again, it's a name.
Well, and what nobody wants to hear, but the right coach, the guy that's going to come in there and in 10 or 15 years be a household name, is a guy nobody knows right now. I mean, that's, somebody gave Nick Saban a job before he was Nick Saban. And that's the guy. They just got to find that guy. Because, I mean, really, all the names everybody's throwing out there, maybe they work.
Somebody maybe they work time to figure it out, though.
Yeah. Maybe they work, maybe they don't. But the next Philip Fulmer is out there at a small college, and he's not. No, the fireworks aren't going to go off when they hire the next great coach for Tennessee.
And
who knows when that'll be?
And the fan base and the boosters aren't gonna. They're too impatient to wait that out.
Right.
Like the Elliott guy from Clemson. Heard great things about him. Could probably do really good, but it's not going to satisfy that thirst for the boosters and for the fan base. It's not going to happen, in my opinion. I just don't see it.
No, I agree with you.
That's.
I don't think you hire anybody that has them competing for a national championship next year. I don't care what it's gonna, and they just can't keep They can't keep a guy in the seat long enough to rebuild. They keep firing somebody every 2 or 3 years.
Yeah,
it's like, all right, now we got to start all over again.
Yeah, because Butch was there 5 years, something like that. Pruitt was there 3. Well, there's 8. And you had Dooley for 3. You had Lane for 1. I mean, the only name of any of those was Lane. Because of where he was, who his dad was, and stuff like that. You've heard the name before. That created a buzz, and he took chances that most coaches wouldn't. He'd go for it on this, or he'd call this play on this, or whatever. But you all right over there? Okay, just checking. But they're gonna have to get somebody to create a buzz. You know what I mean? You can't just. To me, if Josh Heupel is if he's leading candidate, I'm out. I'm not saying I'm going to be, switch teams or nothing like that, but I'll find something.
When they hire him, and in 2 years from now, they're kicking butt. Everybody's going like, man, I knew it, and I knew that's my guy.
I will not say. I promise you, I'm honest enough with myself not to say that.
Hey, what about the Detroit Lions' new head coach? No, I cannot remember his name.
Dan Campbell.
Love that guy.
Yeah,
love that guy.
Dude. Have you seen his plaque outside of his office?
No.
It says Dan Campbell / the dude head coach.
I love it.
Like, that guy's my man. He was
shooting on kneecaps.
El Duderino, if you're not into the whole brevity thing.
Did you see his press conference the other day?
I did not.
He was talking about, he said, we're going to play smash mouth football. We're going to hit you right in the mouth. He said, you may knock us down. We're going to get up. You know what we're going to do? We're going to bite you in the kneecap.
Bite you in the kneecap.
He said, if you stay down, you know what we're going to do? We're going to bite you in the other kneecap. I'm like,
all right.
I'll be waterboy for him. I'll be a manager for him. I'm in. So you had to go hire him. But yeah, I think to appease everyone, they're going to have to make a splash. And none of those names really make a splash. 3 of them might make a small wave in the water, not a splash.
A ripple?
A ripple?
If you will. But it's ridiculous. Chad on Chad Hatfield's list, he said Urban until he took that $12 million per year to coach the Jags.
Yeah, for real.
I mean, I'd have done that. No, he's the Jaguars. It's a terrible, terrible team. So, and he also said Bob Stoops.
I'd throw the world at. I'm telling you, I would.
Yeah.
What do you want?
Mhm.
You know.
And I've read now. This is what I've read, and people have retweeted it on Twitter and Reddit and stuff like that. That some of these boosters saying, "Hey, it doesn't matter the money. Just get somebody.
Let's win again quickly."
Yeah, they said that it doesn't. If they want to pay somebody $8-10 million, do it.
Did you burn your thumb?
No,
Oh, okay.
Raw.
it's cracked.
Ooh, let me line it for you. Get him some of them O'Keefe's.
I have some. I've been
Working
using
hands.
Crazy.
Yeah.
I will have to say though, it's this time of year, every couple of years, and listening to talk radio with this guy, it's very entertaining.
Oh.
If you're not someone, and now I'm a fan of the UT Vols. My dad graduated from there, grown up listening to them. When I root for them to do well, but I don't bleed orange. So these debacles every couple of years, just because of talk radio and the inevitable Paul Kaharski blow up at the ignorant fans that call in with their theories, it is so entertaining. I love it.
I'm trying to be a fan. I want to be a Vol fan so bad, and they are making it so terribly difficult.
They really are. And this, and then Danny White, because this fan base is crazy, kind of like Texas. And if they do one thing good,
They do.
is
Texas A&M or Texas?
Texas.
If they do one thing really well, I should say, it's track planes and do coaching searches as a fan base. And this guy's not letting us do that. He is like, oh, yeah, they'll track the team plane, dude.
Yeah, where's it going?
Oh, yeah. Oh, it went to Orlando the other day, and it went to State College the other day to go talk to James Franklin. And
the other day.
And he's not letting us do a good job at this. He's keeping very, very quiet. Well, John Curry, that dude was a moron. He would just whatever. No, Kerry, we will not become Buckeye fans. Sorry, buddy. Love you, but no.
Gross.
Cannot do it. But yeah, you try to be crazy and that fan that's living on the edge, am I mental, am I not? And he's not allowing it.
He hired Scott Frost, and look what he did at Central Florida.
Right.
Yeah.
And
the Heupel guy, he's not bad, but
it's
just not the fit.
No.
You need a splash.
I want a splash. I want something to go, hey, by God, we're back. We're back.
Oh, we want a splash.
We want
We want to be wet because of the splash.
not just moist.
Soaked.
So what's the one name then? If there was one name that
Peyton?
you were like, by God, they hired him today, we're back. We are back. Who is it? What's the name?
There's not
Do I even have to say
It's
it?
John Gruden.
It's John Gruden.
Okay.
Duh.
a realistic name.
Yeah. That's like
he didn't say
John
that.
Gruden, Nick Saban. None of those count. But that's what I keep hearing. Is I want to
Hey,
splash.
listen,
His
I have a
name ain't
question.
what's the one that you're going to go? Okay, I'm all in. Let's
Like I
do
said
this.
earlier, I would throw everything I had. If they could get Bob Stoops, that would be a splash to me.
I like that. I'm all.
What are you gonna say, Tooth? Oh, yeah. As
Bob Stoops.
of the names that we've thrown out, everybody here, Bob Stoops was the best one to make a splash.
So that'd be the only one. So they didn't.
Yeah.
So basically, no Bob Stoops, and you're disappointed regardless.
Lane
You
Kiffin.
basically put him in a no-win situation. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, I'm telling you,
He's not even on the radar either. I haven't even talked to him.
no. His name's been tossed around by the fans,
Yeah,
but yeah, no.
I'd love to see that. Them try. Just
Talk
try.
to him. Talk to Gundy again.
He's a man.
He's a man. He's 50.
Are you hearing Uncle Rico's name batted about?
On Twitter.
That would excite
That's
me.
my top list.
Oh, I'd laugh. I'd laugh a lot.
I would not miss a press conference.
No, absolutely not.
I think you need a young, fiery coach.
Young fiery
Yeah,
coach.
I agree.
Is it? And there's where you're gonna get
And
the.
it won't be a splash, but that's what they
It
need.
won't.
That's
No.
exactly what.
It's not. And that's gonna make and that may be the case right there, where you hire the Elliott guy from Clemson, and he comes out gangbusters and does great with a team that's on sanctions and then gets better year 2, year
That's
3.
what you want. I mean,
And
at the
then-
end of the day, that's what you want. You don't want the big name that's going to get everybody excited for the next 4 months and then they suck again.
I would be excited about Joe Brady too. Look what he did at LSU. You think that was Coach O?
Yeah. No, absolutely not. I wasn't Coach
I mean,
O.
that-
No,
that
I
was that
like the
kid.
guy. I
Yeah.
like the guy. Don't get me wrong. But
It's
nope.
not a splash.
Nope. And that's what I said last time we never doing the coaching search. I didn't, when they hired Pruitt, I'm like, Jesus, really? Come on. And then the press conference, I was like, all right, cool.
All right.
I'm good
I
with it.
liked him. I would have supported him being there for another year.
Absolutely.
You guys had said that about Peyton, has been mentioned. Why?
Because people do a lot of drugs.
Oh yeah, I mean,
So here's my thing.
because
Peyton was a phenomenal player. And I feel like we can all in this room agree he was a really great football player.
Absolutely.
Spitballing, most great players aren't great coaches.
right. It's just always amusing at this
Most
time.
great coaches were terrible players.
Yeah.
Yeah, this time every couple of years you get the inevitable. I can remember Paul Kaharski coming on air one day and saying, "All right, guys, here's the deal. It's a no Peyton Manning coaching day." The first time I even get the inkling that you're about to mention Peyton Manning as the quarterback or the head coach of University of Tennessee, I'm ending your call. And they lasted like 2 or 3 calls. Somebody called it, "Look, Paul, I know you won't talk about it, but Peyton really..." Click. He's like, "I told y'all I'm not doing it today. I cannot do it today.
I love it.
It is not happening. We're not talking about it. Not today." But it happens every year, and it's great.
It does make for great radio.
Oh, that's
for
why I
sure.
love it. I
Yeah.
love it because it's always that guy too.
Click.
Now look, Paul. Now look, man. Peyton. Let's just get Peyton. Click. But I love it. It's so funny.
Oh, yeah. Man.
You know, Ray Goff was a superstar for Georgia. Went to Georgia, got fired, and they pretty much turned their back on him. You know what I mean? It's like he doesn't exist anymore. He was this hero, great player. Oh, we got Ray Goff as coach. They lose, and they'll fire him, and now they all hate him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. There's no way. I'd do
If I had Peyton's money, would you want the pressure? I mean, that's a lot of pressure anywhere.
I
But to
keep
go
doing-
to your alma
I would
mater.
keep doing my commercials
With
with
Brad Paisley.
Paisley.
Absolutely.
yeah,
Get out of my head.
jingles.
Have his show. What's that show that he's got?
Peyton's Places.
Peyton's Places.
That's a good
Yeah,
show.
I mean,
That's a good show.
just have fun, man.
Yeah.
You don't want that.
Yeah, do whatever you want to do. And
Get
if
some
he
more
wants to-
SNL skits.
And he's probably would not make a great coach anyway.
No.
Maybe a quarterback's coach or something like that, but
Well,
not.
but then, that's the thing. Like everybody, how come Jordan had never been a coach? Well, because Jordan's the greatest to ever play. And he's going to expect you to be as good as he was or is still. You're never going to live up to his expectations.
Impossible
It's
expectations.
the same way with Peyton, same way with Tom Brady. That's what you said. Some of the greatest players are the worst coaches.
Actually, he said that.
Did he say that?
Yeah, I got to give Tooth credit.
Oh,
I agree with him.
good job, too.
Thank you very much.
I took a nap. Sorry.
Appreciate y'all.
All right. So I guess we don't know anything about the coaching search. I don't know what's going on.
But it sure is entertaining.
It'll be our least favorite on the list. Whoever we don't want to, it'll be.
I guarantee.
And watch it not be anyone on any list.
Yeah.
You're right. Everybody's going to be going, what?
That's the thing. Like, of course, you get these people. Oh, I got an insider. Like some dick a couple years ago talking about John Gruden. He knows a guy who knows a guy.
What an idiot.
What a moron he was. Me.
See, I try to filter those stupid
so
people out of my life.
Oh,
I don't
I'm still here, buddy.
I don't listen to them.
Yeah, I'm still here, Bradley. But they said, hey, they've offered it to whale number 1, and then they got to offer for a whale number 2, as in it's going to be big, big splash. And then you'll read that, whoever, the names that have been thrown out are not who is in contention for the job. It could be smoke screens, what have you. They said, but when we do hire this person, the fans are going to love it. If that's no.
As you guys have probably already mentioned, the fans have made it to where nobody wants the job.
You're probably right about that.
You just need somebody who doesn't care. I mean, I just use this gentleman for an example, but You think Nick Saban gives a crap what the fans think when he walks into his new job?
No,
It's like,
hell no.
no, I'm the man. I will be. I guarantee that somebody like that, he doesn't pay a bit of attention. It's just like, yeah, I'll come do it. And then just ignores everyone. Is an a-hole at the press conference, won't answer questions. Just is like, I'm here to do a job. I don't, whatever. That's the guy you need. And then as time wears on, then, maybe, but yeah.
I'm with you. I think that would be the prime somebody that comes out and says, I'm not here for any of the other rigmarole. I'm here to coach football and to win games.
Yep.
And that's exactly what we need.
And that's what you got to find. Because, you're going to get, there's a lot of cheerleaders. Butch Jones is a phenomenal cheerleader. Oh, so was, good
Dooley?
Lord. Dooley was so much fun. But yeah, I'm not answering that next.
I think we need John Voight.
What do you think about the tradition
Kilmer's
at University of
Coyotes?
Tennessee?
John Boyd?
Yeah, there's a lot of it
We need
next.
Kilmer's Coyotes.
Just-
That's right.
It'll probably be like Sonny Dykes. You know what I mean? He would. I don't know why that name, but I looked at it.
I hate it.
You know what his record is? 63 and 59. That'll be it'll be a pick like that.
Yep.
Well, I hope not, but
Oh, another name that people keep bringing up was Gerard Mayo. Used to play linebacker and played for the Patriots for years too. His name keeps coming up. He's a linebackers coach for the Patriots. But his name keeps coming up.
Was it? I think it was last week where that rumor was floating around, and it was big. They were talking about it a lot for one day. Was Jason Witten was the next?
I heard that like for one day, yeah.
And I think Dan Patrick was the reason when they got all that stirred up, and then
isn't that great?
yeah.
Yeah, see, I started all the grooming stuff. It's all me. All the groomers. Just
Groomers.
kidding. Just kidding. All right, so we know nothing about the UT coaching search. I don't have any. I fired all my guys, all my insiders. They're not on the payroll anymore.
Your insiders are outsiders.
They are now.
My insider said the Super Bowl was more interesting. That's where they're at. They're like, yeah,
For
we got
sure.
a lot of time to discuss Knoxville.
Whoever it is, though, they'll come in and they'll knock the press conference out of the park, and everybody will be like, "Hey, this is the guy.
Just like
this is the dude.
just
This
like
is
the
what
last
we
two
need.
did.
Yeah, this is the guy."
Yep.
And then after a year or two, I need to fire his ass. Blah blah blah.
Oh yeah, I'll be that person.
Yeah.
All right, before we get to Tiger, Zachary Roten asked this question. This year, no electees to the Baseball Hall of Fame. None.
Zero?
Zero. Zilch. Not a one. Nary a one.
Not near one.
Nope.
What's the reasoning behind that?
Well, Clemens, Bonds, and Kurt Schilling are some of the bigger names on it. Steroids. So,
Oh, Sheila, I didn't know she was falling on that list.
I don't think he was a steroid, but he's a questionable person. The whole
Ty
blood.
Cobb's in the. We're going to questionable people.
Yeah, but that was when nobody knew. We didn't know that until the movie came out, how bad he was. So, yeah, I think it sucks not to have somebody go in the Hall of Fame this year. I don't have the full list in front of me, but I'm sure there's somebody on there worth a
look.
Yeah, I mean,
Worth a Google.
But, I get it. It is the Baseball Hall of Fame. It's the best of the best in America's pastime, but it's kind of sad. And I'm still mad at that one guy who voted against Ken Griffey Jr. for getting in last year before last. Yeah. Mariano Rivera got unanimously voted, which he should have. He was the greatest closer of all time. Dude had a cutter that nobody could hit. More people have been on the moon that have scored on Mariano Rivera in the postseason.
Oh, I like that.
That's a true stat.
That's a good stat.
Man,
I'm still going to take Ricky Vaughn.
Oh, absolutely.
All day.
Wild thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I'm having
man.
to pick a closer, that's my guy.
Trying to find a quick list here
Quick list.
before we get to Tiger. Tiger. Let's see here.
Ken Griffey Jr. Not in the basement.
Well, he is, but he didn't get
That's what I
didn't
meant.
get
Didn't get
unanimous. It's Ken Griffey
Didn't get
Jr.
unanimously voted in.
Right.
You got to wonder why that is. Or why that one person? It's kind of like when you pull up a movie on Rotten Tomatoes and it's 99% positive reviews. You're like, all right, who's the one guy that wrote a bad review about this? It's like,
That's somebody's ex-wife that was in the movie or something.
Yeah, probably somebody bullied in high school or something.
Yeah,
It's like, I'll show him.
Yeah. All right, so you
I
got
hate Mike Myers is the voice of Shrek. This movie's off.
Kurt Schilling, and he said to remove him from the 2022 vote. I'm out. Let's see here. Scott Rowland. Yeah. Todd Helton. Third year on the ballot. It was good.
Tennessee boy, too.
Yeah, Tennessee quarterback. He got Jerry Jerry Coker got hurt, and then Helton got hurt, and then Peyton and Brandon Stewart come in against UCLA.
Oh, heck.
Todd Helton, Billy Wagner, decent. Gary Sheffield, good hitter. Andrew Jones, who should be in the Hall of Fame, best defensive center fielder to ever play, for sure. Besides maybe Griffey, but Andrew, I mean, it was bad. Omar Vizquel, he just got accused of domestic abuse. That may hurt him. Bonds and Clemens, Torrey Hunter, Tim Hudson, Mark Burley.
Torrey Hunter was a great player.
Yeah, Torrey's a really good player. Jeff Kent, Manny Ramirez, Sosa, Andy Pettit.
Hey, Manny Ramirez is a hell of a ball player.
He's a good ball player, but once again accused for things. Let's see, Aramis Ramirez,
What was
LaTroy
Ramirez
Hawkins.
accused of? Just abuse,
No, that was Omar Vizquel. Manny Ramirez, steroids and stuff.
steroids.
Yeah.
Thing. When we're going to reach a point where everybody on the list is accused of steroids, then you just basically who's the best guy out of the steroids.
But Manny Ramirez, he was under the care of that fake doctor who was telling these guys that this is all okay. I've put together a specific plan for you.
Mm-hmm.
And they were under the belief that they weren't doing anything wrong.
Yeah.
I saw some documentary recently. What did I see, Travis?
I don't know. I ain't seen that one.
The Bee Gees?
That's a good one. That's a good one. Speaking of documentaries, though, the Tiger Woods documentary on HBO. This is a fabulous, fabulous watch right here. It is very good.
It's worth peeping out.
Oh, absolutely. Eli turned us on to it. He watched it a few weeks ago. So I think you text like how the Tiger doc's good. I'm like, oh, I got to start. I was watching a documentary on David Arquette getting back into wrestling.
Really?
Yeah, don't. Just
I was going to say that sounds done right. That sounds entertaining, but
it was for the first 20 minutes. I'm like, oh Jesus. But I was invested. I had to keep watching it. But the Tiger doc, my opinion, my favorite documentary of all time is Last Dance.
I agree.
That was of any of them.
Mm-hmm.
And before that was Bo Knows Bo. That was a really good one. But that one, Tiger snuck in the second. This was a really good documentary.
Saturdays in the South's pretty solid.
I haven't watched that one yet. So
Need to
my
pick
list is
that.
growing. So Tooth, what did you think about the Tiger doc, man?
I liked it a lot. I don't agree with your placement of greatest.
Mm-hmm.
It was really good. It was really informative. It was it taught you a lot about kind of the environment he grew up in. Kind of, I think, has
Why
a
Tiger was the way he
lot
was.
to do with the way he turned out.
Right.
But ultimately, as far as my opinion, the first episode was by leaps and bounds better than the second.
I agree. That's what I was going to say. I agree.
I enjoyed that. However,
Love your punctuation.
I'm less interested in the scandal of it. And I mean, because it's just my point of view and it's just the way I see things. But look, I don't care who you sleep with or why you sleep with them or where you sleep with them. You're here to play golf and you're here to be a role model in sports. I understand all the extra pressures that are put on being a full-on role model and that he hurt some people and yada, yada, yada.
Right.
But look, dude, at the end of the day, he's here to play golf.
Yeah.
So it's just like when Clinton was president. You know what? I don't care who is polishing his knob. That's how is he running the country? I don't give a damn who's in his bedroom. How's he running the country? Is he doing a good job at that? Okay, well then let him do what he needs to do on the weekend or in the middle of the night because I don't care because it's not my problem.
Yeah.
I don't care about your
The
kids.
same way with these people talking about the NFL. I can't be what entertain me while you're on TV. entertain me while I'm paying to watch you entertain me. I care about what you do between those lines. I care what you do on the golf course because that's why I even know who you are. As long as you ain't killing folk and committing crimes, I don't care.
Yeah.
You know, I'm with you on that. I agree 100%.
And the second part of it also, I was less interested in because we lived that. I mean, that was on the news all day, every day. So there was nothing new there in the second.
The part out of the
but the
second,
first half, really, I mean, the stuff with his dad and how he was raised and his girlfriend having to dump his girlfriend. I mean, you know, that stuff I was fascinated with. But then once we got into the sleeping around stuff, it's like, well, I heard that every day, all day for a couple of years. So
that part,
this is nothing new to me. I know all about this.
Yeah, that part didn't matter. However, what I did like about and things that I didn't know, and I'm sure you know, you guys that keep up with stats and this and that, that's great, but I didn't, and this piqued my interest. If it hadn't been for the second part, I probably wouldn't have gathered this. But the whole chasing Jack Nicklaus, and he's at 15 major tournament wins. Jack Nicklaus had 18. I was telling Travis after I finished watching it, dude, if I could have any wish come true, I wish for Tiger to get there. I want him to
I would
play.
love to see that as
I'd
well.
like to see him win 4 more.
And it's that Tom Brady thing is like I want to see it selfishly because it's history. Because again, if he does do that, that probably won't happen again, at least in our lifetime.
Can I just say this though, and this is opinion, but this is my belief. Even if he doesn't, I still think he's the greatest golfer of all time. I think he has shown his skill above the amount of wins Jack has. You know what I'm saying? In Jack's prime and Tiger's prime, side by side, I think Tiger would take Jack in the week.
What were they? I liked how when they asked him, it was in the second one, I believe, where they said the reporter was asking him 100 wins or 19. He said 19. And he was like 100 wins or 70. 19. It was like there's no.
Yeah, it's 19. I want to beat the record. I want to be the best.
Yeah. I agree, and I respect that. That's you want to be the best. That's why you play, right?
And
Why you
look,
play?
he won one since the scandal, which shows you that he can still win.
Yeah, and to come back what he come back from.
Injuries, back.
He just had another back surgery. That's why he's not playing this weekend.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, that sucks.
Eli, what'd you think about it, sir? You're the first one to watch it. You kind of
I'm
got us
with
on it.
everyone else. I think that's probably going to be a pretty common theme that one was much better than two. The second part of it, like you said,
Loved
loved
Jimmy.
every bit of it. But there's a lot of interesting points about his childhood that's what got me. Somebody mentioned him breaking up with his girlfriend and having to write her the letter and all this
Yes,
stuff.
my goodness.
How
that was-
controlling that is.
And did you notice that his wife and then several of the women that one of the ladies was talking about, like the escorts that he would get were young, blonde, and it popped in my head more than once if he was trying to. He never
Relive
got
that?
over that
Yeah.
first one, and he was just trying to replace her in his life as he went on. At least that's the reason why he chose the types of women that he chose.
Yeah.
My favorite part was when he was like talking about hanging out with Charles Barkley and Michael Jordan in Vegas. And he was like, what am I going to say to these women? And Michael said, just tell me Tiger Woods.
Yep.
I loved it. Because I can straight up hear Jordan saying that
Yep.
while he's got a cigar hanging out of his mouth. Just tell me Tiger Woods.
Yeah,
And Jordan was divorced by then too, wasn't he? Because I mean, could you imagine being in Vegas and hanging out with a single Michael Jordan, and
And
you're
Charles Barkley.
as big a
You're his
name
equal.
as
Yeah.
those
Yeah,
guys? I mean,
he is the Jordan of golf.
yeah. I mean, you're
There you go.
like you say, you're an equal.
Yeah.
You belong in that rarefied
Y'all
air.
can hang out together.
Yeah.
And it'd be cool.
No one
and not
bats.
awkward.
No one bats an eye. That no one's going. It's awfully nice of Jordan to be hanging out with. It's
I feel like everybody
whoa.
was doing that because Tiger was kind of a dork.
Yeah.
Big time. I feel like people were like, these guys are being nice because they're kind of, he's on that level of notoriety and fame,
Right.
but he was not the
He wasn't cool.
cool guy.
Yeah.
But you have to figure also, I mean, Jordan's a big golfer, and he probably admired and somewhat was jealous of Tiger, just I'm
he
sure.
lost some money to Tiger.
Yeah, I mean, I would say
Oh yeah.
because that's the thing in Jordan's eyes, he's probably looking at Tiger going, "That's the greatest player ever. It's something I wish I was that good at.
Yeah. I read something the other day where the comedian Anthony Anderson was somewhere like on this resort island, and Jordan was there. And they were there for like 3-4 days, what have you. Well, he beat Jordan at dominoes. He said Jordan didn't talk to him the rest of the weekend.
Yep.
So Tiger beat him on the golf course. How did he treat Tiger after that?
Well, he was mad because you don't like to lose. He's competitive.
Yeah.
He leaked some stuff to the National Enquirer.
He might have. You know, and I agree with everybody. You know, part one was definitely better because I learned more stuff, like you said. The second part was on the news all the time.
Yeah. If you were new, if you were younger than us, or just someone that like never kept up with that stuff, period, that second part would probably be just as fascinating to watch as, you know, kind of nosedive, and then hopefully his comeback.
But for us, it'd be like us
but I'd
watching
live
the
that.
OJ documentary and it getting to the part
Yes, exactly.
of the trial and the chase. We lived that.
Yeah.
And I can fast forward.
I don't need that part.
We watched it during school.
After he filmed Naked Gun 22 and a half, then I'd just stop watching. Be like, okay, everything else is old news.
But I was really fascinated with part one. I didn't know. I knew him and his dad were close. I didn't know they were that. You know, that they were actually like literally best friends. And I didn't realize how, you know, Earl pushed him a lot.
Oh yeah.
Like I knew he did, but not to that extent
I feel
of
like
how
he
he,
manipulated him.
that you could say that. I agree. About the story that we talked about the other day about the teachers telling Earl that, hey, Tiger said he wants to play basketball or something. He's like, we'll just let him concentrate on his golf. And the teacher was like, God, here comes Earl, because he was a son of a bitch. You know, that was her quote.
That was her quote, yeah.
Not
Everybody
mine.
had to see Earl coming.
Yep.
Yeah. And I didn't realize, and then the womanizing that Earl did, I'd never heard that ever in any.
Well, they talk about he had the Winnebago parked out there on the golf course and would go have drinks with the.
Pretty resourceful, pretty smart.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you know.
And seemed pretty brave, because looking at Tiger's mom, I wouldn't want to mess with her.
I think she would cut a man.
Yeah. And so the fact that Earl was brave enough, of course, he was a former Army Ranger.
Yeah, in
Still,
Vietnam.
I don't know if I'd want to go to sleep next to her knowing that she might possibly be mad at me.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. Definitely. And me and Bradley, he sent me a message the other day about he watched the Tiger doc, and he kind of felt sorry for Tiger. Kind of towards the end when he was talking, you know, when all the scandal happened, and even before then, about how uncomfortable he was. There was a spot, and I think we talked about it Thursday on the show, where he's won the British Open and he's holding that trophy, and he goes, "Yeah, F me," because he's like, you're just like, man, God, that's you just won one of the biggest tournaments ever. And you're you should be happy, and you're going, God bless, come on, hurry up. This sucks. I mean, on one hand, I can kind of get it. On the other hand, you're like, man, revel in this right here.
And I saw someone said, again, I'm going to forget exactly what the quote was, but like you hear about this, especially with extremely successful, wealthy people. Tiger had done it all. So, I mean, kind of that excess he was living. I mean, it's kind of like he had lost the joy of winning, because that's all he'd ever done is win. So he wasn't getting a buzz off that anymore. And, now he had everything. So now where's he getting that tingle, that buzz? And so it's like, well, okay, what have I not done? I haven't, I've got all the money in the world. I can go to Vegas and just indulge every fantasy I've ever had. And I truly believe he was looking for that high that you get from winning, because he wasn't getting it anymore. And it was like, okay, let's try this. Then they were saying he got up to like getting 10 women at a time, just trying to get that buzz again.
I'm just going to disappoint 10 people.
Well, I'm Tiger Woods.
Yeah, exactly.
I do want to say that during the second portion, towards the end, when you were seeing the clips of him playing more, and I'm just based on the movie and the film, more recent golf tournaments, seeing him having fun and cutting up with the other golfers, and
I love that part.
That as someone who I've been watching. I've liked watching golf for a long time, like since I was young. I don't know why I like watching golf, but I do. And I've watched him play when he was in his prime, and he was always so serious.
Yep.
It almost you never saw him talk to anybody besides his caddy. It's good to see him having fun with the game.
Well, he looks human now. I mean,
it brought a human side to his game, in my opinion.
And sometimes, and hey, obviously I'm no Tiger Woods, but I've experienced this. You need to be humbled. You need to all of a sudden have that stool kicked out from under you and then step up and look around and go, okay, maybe I'm not everything I had built up in my head.
No, but
and it's
I
a
am Tiger
relief.
Woods.
And hey, it's a relief also probably for him. He's like, now I don't have this image of I'm this certain
I don't have to
person
be perfect anymore because they know I'm flawed.
Yeah, they know I'm a human being and I screwed up royally in public. So now I can just be me, and that's a great weight to have off your shoulders.
I would imagine so, yeah.
Yeah, it's and there was another clip. I know I talked about it Thursday where he's doing a photo op with a bunch of kids, like at a golf camp or something. The little kid asked him. The kid might have been like 15, 16 years old. Said something to Tiger, and Tiger's smiling the whole time, going, "Yeah, you never get used to this ever." And he's like, "God, man, I feel so bad for the dude. You know, you're on top of literally on top of the world, and you can't enjoy it. That has to be a bad feeling right there.
And what a bummer, dude.
And when
What
you
a
watch-
bummer.
Yeah, I know.
When you watch that first part, I mean, his dad was preaching to the entire world that his son's basically the second coming. I mean, this
Yeah.
is going to be, this guy's not going to be the greatest golfer. He's going to unite civilizations. I mean, this guy is going to be,
I get a little emotional
It.
when I talk about my son.
and to be told that's what you have to live up to. Your dad's
That's
get you
pretty
to
high goal.
Gandhi and
That's tough.
and Jesus. I mean, and that's all your dad's ever told you. That's what I expect from you.
Well, according to Jimmy Newton on the Facebook Live feed, he says Happy Gilmore is the greatest golfer of all time.
I won't argue with that.
Yeah,
Actually, I
good.
forgot about him, and I
I
should
don't
kick. I'm
know.
going to kick myself for that.
Roy Tin Cup
I was going to
McAvoy.
say
Yeah.
McElroy's pretty
Yeah.
good.
McElroy, yeah. Shooter McGavin ain't bad.
Shooter McGavin's terrible.
What?
He eats pieces of shit like me for breakfast.
that's the only Adam Sandler movie I like. It's Happy Gilmore.
I will watch that, and I have watched it repeatedly.
Yeah.
My wife quoted Happy Gilmore than that. It's all in the
Hips.
It's all in the hips. I can't remember who she was showing, but she was up behind me. It's all in the hips. I thought that was great. Quoting Chubbs.
I love Ashley. She's really coming out of her shell.
And just seeing Carl Weathers have a little fun with him, said that's great.
Oh, Carl Weathers. So I got a text from Hatfield, and apparently Jalen Reeves-Maben has sent out a tweet in response to Austin Price on Twitter. He says UCF Josh Heupel emerging as top candidate to replace Jimmy Pruitt, and Jalen Reeves-Maben replies with the Conor McGregor
Who
meme.
the fuck is that guy?
Who the fuck is that guy?
Who the
Yes.
fuck is that?
And just perfect. Who?
Now, do you
Right.
think that
Who is
name's?
it?
Do you think that name's out there simply because he was hired as their athletic director? I mean,
Yes.
probably
According to BannerSociety.com, Hype was not a candidate for UT.
Yeah.
Dog.
I mean, yeah, Frost got that thing going, but Heupel's doing a good job down there. I mean, now
19-7 in 2 seasons.
it's pretty good. Better than Pruitt. Better than Butch. But I don't know, man. It's just a sticky.
Get Chadwell. The Chanticleers. It's a splash.
No, that's not a splash.
Young, fiery coach.
It's not a splash. Get Tiger.
Get Tiger.
Tell you, the one thing I did not like about Tiger, about the documentary, was at the end of the first episode when that lady, his mistress, comes on.
Mhm.
That song they played at the end called Chicken Town.
Chicken Town.
Yes.
God.
Yes.
That was the absolute. I made Tooth listen to it, and he almost hit me in the face. He was
terrible.
It was horrible. Because I'm like, I gotta figure out what that is just to listen to it to see how bad that song really is.
And to know to avoid it for the rest of my life.
Sometimes I'll just put it on there just to say, like, man, this is really somebody actually paid this guy to do this.
And then someone made a documentary and said, we're going to put this in our movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it makes perfect sense. It goes right
Yeah.
along with
Down here in
everything.
Chicken Town. What? Shut up. Dumb. God, I couldn't
was
stand
dumb.
it. I hated it, man. But that was I don't know. I really enjoyed the documentary. Tooth, you said you disagree with my placing of it.
I mean, I do think that you're absolutely correct that The Last Dance is maybe one of the best ever.
Yeah, that's my
But
favorite.
as a huge fan of documentaries across the board,
Mhm.
I think that there have been better sports documentaries than this.
Yeah.
And I am biased with The Last Dance thing just because I grew up in the Jordan era.
Right.
I truly, if I'm just speaking from a directorial standpoint, think there are better documentaries than The Last Dance.
I'm going to go and tell you you're wrong on that one.
Okay. Okay, Travis. Okay, Travis.
It was good. You know, mine's
I agree with him on the Tiger thing. I
Last Dance,
agree.
Tiger, Eagles, the band documentary. That's my Tom Petty number 4.
You think Tiger was that good?
documentary's pretty good.
I love Tiger. And I think it was because that first episode was just, I'm not saying I knew everything about Tiger, but you know how much
It was captivating.
I really watched sports back in the day. I learned so much I had no clue about in that first one.
It was
And
captivating.
it's a subjective list.
I just feel like there's been some 30 for 30s that are better than.
Oh, Dion's was wonderful. Bo Jackson's was wonderful. The Lance Armstrong, that was amazing.
Yeah.
But no, I guess that first episode really just hook, line, and sinker because I just learned so much about Tiger that I thought, I don't say I knew everything about Tiger. You know, like I knew a lot about Jordan and a lot about, you know, like Dale Murphy and Chipper Jones, stuff like that. And I was a huge Tiger fan, but I didn't know half that stuff, man.
I wish he would have agreed to be in it because I really felt like, and Ashley brought this to my attention. She was like, you know, these are all people that he's wronged. And
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
She was like, you know, there's nobody there. You know, and granted, they were all kind of trying to pick him up, but
Yeah.
all of the people were wronged by Tiger.
Yeah.
All of them.
It's good. Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I didn't even think of that. But
I didn't.
she was right, you know, because they're probably needing a little cash because they ain't got that
Yeah.
cash cow
Yeah.
anymore
His
either.
caddy was him, Steve
I was
Williams.
pissed
or
about
something?
that. Now, that part kind of gave me a little bit of a bad
Yeah, I was
taste
like-
in my mouth about Tiger.
Now, the one guy, the Earl's friend, when they went to talk about Earl's sexcapades, if you will, he wouldn't talk about it. He's like,
that's his personal business.
yeah, he said, I'm not going there. I'm not. And I was like, something fixing to break down right here. And then the buddy, Earl's buddy from the country club or the golf
pro.
course, buddy, he let it spill. And I was like, oh, well, you know who the real friend is? The guy who said, I'm not talking about that. Nope, I ain't going there. And I'm like, after now, I respect it even more now that you bring that to my attention.
What he bring to your attention?
About Eli, he said that Ashley brought up to him that most of the people on there, she wished that Tiger would have been involved in it, and most people on there, Tiger had wronged in the past, and so it's kind of almost biased, if you will. But the one guy that was a friend of Earl's wouldn't throw him on the bus about being
Right. I remember.
Philanderer.
Yeah,
That absolutely
There you go.
jumped out
I
at
like
me.
that. Yeah, so that was pretty stand up right there.
Yeah. I think the reason that the golf pro let it fly so much, I think he was truly apologetic.
Right. I did. I
It's
liked.
how I took his part of it.
I liked him. I liked him on there. I thought he was very.
Yeah, because
He seemed
actually-
very
he
genuine.
broke down, and started crying.
Yeah.
Yeah, he seemed really genuine and just there. He wanted to tell the
Yeah.
story
I think-
properly.
Like his ex-girlfriend from high school, she wasn't too bad with him. She's more like, you know, the like
Well,
she was
she got
explaining
This is what they drove him to.
Yeah.
kind of blaming the parents thing, which if you stand back and look at it, you can almost blame Earl for a lot of the stuff, you know, because that's what Tiger was raised up around.
Do you think he would have? Obviously, this is just opinion, but that all the negative things that happened later in his career would have ever happened if Earl had lived. You think he would have ever gone over off the deep end quite as far as he did? I'm not saying he might not have screwed
He was
around.
already off the deep end before. He just hadn't been seen and caught before Earl died.
But
Heck, it could have been worse. The pressure from Earl could have been just compounded so much it may have made Tiger worse. Don't know. Hey, Tooth Jimmy Newton says, "Wake up, Tooth."
Okay. Thanks,
Okay.
Jimmy.
Yeah. Jimmy also says he feels sorry for Tiger's Escalade that he wrecked.
Well, I tell you what.
Wow. Oh, it's good stuff, man. Enjoyable. Definitely an enjoyable documentary. I would watch again. I've rewatched, The Last Dance,
I've seen it 5 times now.
Yeah. Oh, I've not seen that. Wow.
Yeah, that's always my bar is like when I'll rewatch it. I think the Tiger doc is great storytelling. I mean, I really do. I think that if you were not a sports fan, a golf fan, didn't had a passing knowledge of Tiger, you could sit down and watch that and be entertained. You would enjoy watching it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't put it up there in my top 3, but I think it's really good. But I've watched it. I probably won't watch it again.
Saturdays in the South.
Yeah, I got to put that on. I got to watch
Saturdays in the South.
that. I got to
in the
watch
South.
that one again. For sure.
But still is great.
Oh, yeah.
I'm glad that I watched it. And I was not watching anything else while I was watching. I was like, nope, I'm not stopping until this is done.
Yeah, I wish I would have just started with that one and let the David Arquette one out.
And I'm glad now that I don't have to watch the David Arquette one. When I stumble on it now, I'll be like, nope.
No, you actually, Bradley, might need to watch it.
There's a part of me that's in the back of my mind going, you're going to go home tonight and search it.
It's on the Hulu. It's on the Hulu. It's not that bad. It's kind of it's entertaining, but then you're like, Jesus God, stop
But it's
it.
David Arquette.
Something's wrong with that dude.
A lot.
Hey, Courtney Cox is in it.
He was in her.
Yeah, he was. Look at you.
David Arquette was always entertaining. Oh, I was about to say Arquette was always entertaining on Howard Stern. This goes back to the beginning of our of the show. But if you're on the fence about Tom Brady or you just straight up don't like him, go listen to his interview with Howard Stern. Phenomenal interview. And I just can't imagine that you would, if you hate him, you're going to hate him a little less. If you're on the fence about it, you're going to like him because that great interview. And he is the guy in that interview that I hoped he was because he could have gone several directions, but great interview.
Yeah, like I said earlier, everyone has hated him, and now everybody's like, "Hey, come on, Tom,
But yeah,
let's go."
listen to his
There'll
Howard
be more
Stern
people
interview.
cheering for the Bucks.
If you're just a regular dude, an everyday Joe, listen to Howard Stern's interview with Tom Brady, and he's a cool dude.
Yeah, I'd hang out with him.
I would hang out with him.
Yeah, no doubt. And I wouldn't have talked football with him.
I'd play catch with him.
Oh yeah. Did you see him?
Or throws a little too hard.
Did you see him throw Drew Brees' son?
Drew Brees' son?
Yeah, that was pretty cool. And one thing I liked about Tom Brady is somebody had made a picture of the divisional playoff game between him and the Bucks and the Saints. So they took Tom Brady and aged him, put like gray hair all over him and like a gray beard. They did the same thing to Drew Brees. So Tom Brady retweets it. And he's like, this is hilarious. Like he's Tom Brady and he's making fun of himself. He's not taking himself too serious.
He's finding the humor in it.
Yeah.
That
makes him, to me, that makes you better.
it makes him a stand-up guy.
Yeah,
That's what
absolutely.
that does.
And another thing I really like when
Buckets.
when the Patriots won their last AFC championship, there's a video of him and Gronk walking to the bus and they're playing that song, We Ain't Going Nowhere. So they recreated it after the game of the night. And Tom Brady just kind of looked at the camera like, they don't say nothing. They're just kind of like, yep, we did it again. Like, that's pretty funny. Just to see them.
So I thought Gronk retired, but he came back.
Yeah, he's working for WWE for a little while. And then he came back. And he really didn't have a great offensive season. He just blocks. He just wanted to play. He's like,
a big catch Sunday night, though.
I was going to say he had a pretty good one Sunday night.
Yeah. Yeah, he just wants to win. So I respect that, I guess. I do.
Hey, Tom, let's go get another ring. You want to?
Yeah, I mean,
what the heck?
Okay, George. Okay. Yeah.
Can you imagine you're Tom? You're retired. You're home and you get your call from quite possibly one of your best friends. Said, "Hey man, when you come down to Florida and play one more season of football, maybe win another championship, hang out with me down here in the sun, make a couple million." Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Man, I wouldn't do anything else. What the hell?
Hey,
Tire commercials have run out.
We're gonna wrap this thing up here in just a few minutes. But did y'all see the report? Like when apparently Bruce Arians, Tom Brady moved in like a couple houses down from Bruce Arians. So Tom went over to study film with Bruce Arians, and he's like, "Yeah, just come around to the back." So Tom goes around the back of this house and he walks in the back door and it's not Bruce Arians' house. It was somebody else's. They're like, oh, whoa, Tom Brady, what are you doing in our house? Like, oh, looking for Coach Arian. Oh, he's next door. So
Oh, sorry.
you're sitting there having dinner and Tom Brady walks in your house. Oh,
We're getting plugged.
yeah. Is Ashton Kutcher
wait.
around here?
That's Tom Brady.
Yeah. Wait a
Never
minute.
mind, you can see.
Come on in, Tom.
I was just wondering if I could use your bathroom just real quick.
Hey, y'all got some sugar I can borrow?
You got any jewelry cleaner?
Jewelry cleaner.
Yeah.
That's more like it.
Yeah, get the rings, boy.
Get them rings,
Ah.
honey.
Oh, man. All right, boys. Guess we better wrap it up. It's about bedtime.
Yeah.
They're-
I'm wide awake now.
All right, yeah, of course you are. Because it's time to go
Had
home.
a little nap.
Oh, God, son. You narcoleptic?
Apparently so.
I think so.
I mean, it could
Oh
be.
my gosh. Have you seen the time?
That's why we're wrapping it up, hon.
Whew.
Blame it on him. He was late.
Thanks a lot, Brad.
Yeah.
Hey,
All right, guys.
for
Thursday night, we got Harry and is it Kaylee Jackson? You know him.
Harris.
Harris.
Harris and
Oh, so he goes by Harris. Okay. I got Harry. Okay. Virginia-based Seafood. Is that correct? Is that what the name of their company is?
No, it's Alaskan something.
Okay. That's just what I got. So
You got nothing.
I didn't write it down. But you know Harris.
Yeah.
You
listen
enjoy
Thursday
Harris.
night because Travis will be prepared.
Hey, I'm going by what somebody else tells me. Ain't my it's all Bull's fault.
That I can believe.
Yeah, all Bull's fault. So hopefully they'll bring some samples of some seafood.
I bet they will.
I'll eat your part.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Hope so. Also, guys, don't forget we got Toothpicks coming up. He'll have the song hopefully loaded on the Spotify.
I'll have it ready.
He'll have it ready, he said.
I'll have it ready, boy.
Yeah, so Thursday before the show, you can listen to his picks. Eli's got Lunchtime Theater, the morning local Lee stuff. And also, guys, check out the Everyday Joe Show clothing and apparel. Put some new shirts up there. We got one of my favorites is the Kelly green color shirt, and it's got Eli on a lawnmower.
Well, he likes a well-maintained yard.
Oh, that's what it
It
says.
is like a well-maintained yard.
And I went back and I didn't capitalize everything, so I went back and fixed it, so it's all capitalized now. It looks a little better.
He's rectified.
Yeah,
the situation.
I have rectum it. What?
What?
That's probably one of my favorite ones
nearly killed.
that we've come up with so far is the Eli on the lawnmower. I need to fashion a beer holder and like a little can of Miller Lite right there beside it.
Diet Miller. It's hard to drink when mowing.
It really is. All these have cup holders, but if like my yard's rough because it goes up and down.
sloshing out.
Yeah, ruins
You
your
get
beer.
dust and grass in it.
And it's a zero turn, so I can't hold it while I'm steering. You know what I mean? I mean, I
Just
probably
wait till I'm
could, but I'm
done.
not going to try. We also got I got a shopping cart one now with Eli on it. And it says, I've never met a successful person who does not put their shopping cart back.
That's a very true statement.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
I'm 100% on board with that.
My mom just randomly sent me that quote the other day. She was like, made me think of Eli. Well, that's Eli right there.
Fair enough.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's the right thing to
suits you.
do.
I would like to point out, though, back to your previous topic, is that back in the day, I could sit on my Kubota zero turn and hold the handles with one hand and a 24 ounce in the other and not spill a drop.
Teach
I
me.
wasn't going to try to put him down, but I mean, I was always able to just grab both handles with one hand.
Yeah.
I got a bad neck.
And you can do this.
He's got a bad. Oh, I think you said, I got a bad knee.
You get a bad neck. Yeah, I got a bad neck. Also did a double deuce style shirt last night. Yeah, boy.
Like from the movie.
From the movie.
Roadhouse.
Yeah. I got a certain sour mash whiskey design I did last
you,
night.
Find one where we were putting me in the corner.
I'm working on the dirty dance one next.
Don't worry about it, because nobody puts tooth in the corner.
Well,
ask Yvette; she'll tell you.
She will too. Well, that's going to be on this next design, hon.
Nobody puts tooth.
That's
in the
right.
corner.
So y'all guys check that out. You can order them and they will ship to you which in about 3 days. I got a couple samples coming. The Miami Vice logo, the Ferrari logo, which I really like
I really, really like it.
because instead of the Ferrari horse, it's a jackass.
It's kind of.
Yeah. Because we're pretty much all jackasses.
Travis has got that down pat.
Well, I mean, look at me. Well, you've been friends with me a long time.
But you've always been able to really do a good jackass.
Oh, thank you. Hey, you're hearing my Pluto impression?
Please.
All right, you ready?
He never talks.
Nailed it. Killed it.
That was good.
All right, Tooth, thanks for being here, my man. Appreciate you.
Thanks for having me.
Eli Kidder,
Yes.
thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Bradley Ramsey.
Thanks, sir.
All right, man. Appreciate it. Had a good time.
Glad Eli came tonight.
He only came because you did, and I got him a new heater.
I didn't even know you were coming.
I was
what
starting
she
to think
said.
it was me, so
He
that's
only
what it is.
came
Y'all
'cause
didn't
you
tell him I
did.
was coming.
No.
Oh man.
Actually, when I pulled in, Derek sent me a message like, "Hey, just so you know, Bradley is coming." And I'm like,
They already heard me pull up.
tricksters.
Dang it. All right, appreciate it, guys.